What is up, everybody? Welcome in. I'm a little hoarse. Obviously, this voice of mine is not very productive. It was super productive against the Knowles. However, LSU was not. I don't want to talk about it. I would rather jump out of my window. Yes, I live on a one-story foot house, but I'd still jump out of the window before talking about that fucking game again. However, we're in here. We have our first NFL kick, a real kick tonight.
Well played.
and, and it's going to be a good one. I'm excited for this game. Y'all heard that crack in my voice. I'm going through puberty. Just ignore it. Kelly, Rico, how are we feeling? Ladies first.
I'm feeling good, Megan. Jam-packed day. Just got my video back for the parlay from our favorite producer, Jake. Yeah, you heard that right. Favorite producer, Jake. We've been firing shots before the show went off, so I'm really feisty today. I'm just trying to buckle down. 6 a.m. flight to Kansas in the morning. What I'm going to do all day before you get there is remains to be seen, but I'm going to entertain myself and try to remain sober at least until I pick you up at the airport. But other than that, just gonna get a lot of stuff done. I like 13 college games this weekend, Megan. That's terrifying. I teased every possible, basically 1.5, 2.5 point underdog in the NFL. So locked and loaded. I need to go like 20-3 this weekend, and then all will be right in the world.
Rico, how we feeling?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think there's gonna be a lot of points in college. I'm somehow on a bunch of overs. I have shortened my card. But there's a lot of overs that I'm on. Kelly, have we figured out the shoe situation? The last we were looking at was purple sneakers. We figure that out for tomorrow?
I did not. So I'm just going to wear white sneakers. Unfortunately, I brought a bunch of different K-State stuff so that Megan has it out. I got a new Adrian Martinez sweatshirt last night from the Barstool store that I'm probably going to Bill Belichick and cut the sleeves off because it's going to be hot.
Yep.
And that was poor planning on my part. Why I asked for a sweatshirt to go to Kansas in September, it is what it is. But I saw it and I was like, I have to have this because he's either going to make or break K-State's year. So I better be on his bandwagon early so that I can trash him like mid-October when we get into Big 12 play.
Yeah, I thought the same thing about my coach, but just kidding. Let's not go there. Let's before we get into the NFL game tonight, because we're going to talk that and then move on to college football. I need to tell all of you gamblers out there where you should be putting your money, and that is Skrill. Skrill is the perfect digital wallet for gamblers because it was built for gamblers. Sophisticated gamblers like Rico, Kelly, and myself use it to manage our bankrolls, whether we're playing games like poker or betting on our favorite sports. We manage our bankrolls using the wallet, which allows us to pay instantly and securely. It's payments without limits, basically. You can access your bankroll with instant deposits, withdrawal, and also draw cash using your prepaid card, which is my favorite part. Who doesn't want to get their cash out? Let's just say that Skrill is the perfect digital wallet for sports bettors. So it's absolute no-brainer to create your free account right this instant. Make sure you sign up at Skrill.com/Barstool. Again, that is Skrill.com/Barstool to create your free account and complete the account verification by clicking follow the game after registering so that you can start using your digital wallet today. I killed that, guys. I usually stumble. I'm dyslexic. Killed it.
Boom. You did kill it, Megan. I'm proud of you. You're getting really good. You're getting really good at these Skrill reads. And yeah, I can't wait to use my Skrill account, finally. I'm going to be in a legal Barstool state.
So now that we know about Skrill, where we're going to put our money after we absolutely clean house tonight, let's talk about the Bills, the Rams. Obviously, the Bills are -2.5 over at the Barstool Sportsbook. And I personally, as Kelly knows, I put out my bets. I teased the Rams. I think Kelly, as she said, teased them with just about fucking everybody. I ended up teasing them with the Colts because he has his first real game with the Matt Ryan has first real game with the Colts, so that's really, really exciting for him. But we're going to start with this Bills-Rams game. Obviously, everyone knows that there's a promo going on. You bet $25, and if you win or lose, you get that back. When you get more money back, you get the $25. If you want to know what I'm on, I got the Rams +7.5. I got Allen Robertson over 66.5 yards. I got Stafford over a touchdown and a half. And then I have Josh Allen over 36.5 rushing yards. That is my little parlay plus there. I think Josh Allen's going to be running for his life. He tends to run a lot in these big games. This is a big game. These are the defending Super Bowl champs. Stafford, he's going to throw like a champ. Cooper Kupp's going to get blanketed. So Robinson's going to get the touches, and OBJ is gone. And obviously the Rams are going to keep it within the number. There you go. That is my take on the game. Kelly, let's hear yours and then bring it down to Mr. Bosco.
Megan, as you mentioned, I took the pussy way out. I have the Rams teased with the Jags, with the Vikings, with the Browns, and with the Cowboys. Full disclosure, though, as far as the game goes, what happened? Did we all forget the Rams didn't win the Super Bowl 9 months ago? I don't understand this line move. When it opened Rams -1 at the Barstool Sportsbook like 3 months ago. What has happened in the last 3 months that has dictated this line move, other than every single talking head automatically has put the Bills in the Super Bowl? Now, I'm not saying the Bills are not going to be in the Super Bowl, but they hold exactly $0 worth of value to me to be in the Super Bowl, and they have yet to prove to me that they can even get out of the state of Missouri during the AFC Championship game. And that's still, unfortunately, where that is going to go through. It may go through Buffalo. We'll see how it goes this year. But week 1, you want to give me the better defense plus the points. I cannot believe how people are running to the window to bet the Bills hand over fist. Yesterday, we saw a blip, boom, for like half a second on the odds screen. It hit 3. And guess what happened? Every guy with any amount of money in his pocket goes, "Are you guys drunk?" Gobbled up that 3, went back to 2.5. I don't think we see a 3 again. The bookmakers know a little bit better than that, but I'm absolutely floored that this is 2.5. But again, I just don't see the point. I don't need to sweat this. I think this is going to be a touchdown game one way or another. Fine. Give me the teaser. Let me just sit back on my couch and not have to relive last Saturday night and really enjoy Thursday. The only thing that I'm going to disagree with your analysis is I really hope you're wrong about Cooper Kupp, because I need a big, big game from him week 1 in fantasy.
Yeah, he's not going to have a big game. It's the Kelly curse. So it's okay. It's not.
No. He can have a big game. The Kelly curse is somebody getting hurt. Okay, so it's either going to be him or Tyreek Hill. That is just facts. One of those two guys is tearing an ACL this season, and I am sorry. It is not my fault. It's the gambling gods' fault. They hate me.
That hurts. All right, Rico, what are we doing? Also, I saw you had some parlay pluses out for that promo too, so make sure you let the good people know what Mr. Bosco is on, unless all those scales can fade.
Yeah, sure. I agree with Kelly. Listen, the Bills, they haven't won anything, and a lot of people are putting them ahead of the Rams. The AFC has a lot of talent. The entire AFC West is playoff contenders. That's 4 right there. You got to figure in the Ravens and Bengals, and the Colts and Titans. We're talking, that's 8 teams right there. It's a deep AFC. Let's not put the Bills clear cut above everybody. Do they have the talent? Yes, but I wouldn't put them above it. I'm sitting out the game. I'm chasing big time plus signs. I was pretty good in the prime time with parlay pluses. I do think it could be high scoring. I like Allen over 1.5 touchdowns, Stafford over 1.5 touchdowns, Gabriel Davis to score, and Dawson Knox to score, which is at plus 1,200 as far as a parlay plus on the Barstool Sportsbook. The other thing I'm chasing all year in these Monday nights, Thursday nights, and Sunday, I'm going to pick one guy to score 2 touchdowns at big number. I like Dawson Knox at 2 touchdowns.
Would that be the double dip?
The double dip is plus 1,300. So, yeah, I'm just kind of looking. I agree with Kelly. It could be decided by a touchdown. Why am I going to get involved with everybody being on the public side of Buffalo? Why am I going to get involved with the Rams if Buffalo is the real deal and say, you know what, I knew it. Buffalo's likable. They got a great song. They're throwing wacky shit on the field. What? I don't want to be a part of it.
Wacky shit. Just say it. They throw dildos on the field, Rico. It's wild. I cannot wait to go to a game there, but still.
I was always taught to show respect in front of ladies, so you could say that, not me. But yeah, I'm just gonna be chasing plus signs. Let's have some fun in the opener. Nobody really knows what's going on. What happened last year? The Bucs beat the shit out of the Cowboys, and then it comes back to being a close game late. No cover. It's dicey. So I don't want to be a part of that. I'm chasing plus signs.
Rico Bosco chasing plus signs. You heard it here first. Make sure you check out the double dip. And yeah, that will be our NFL coverage. And we're going to move right on to college football. And the first game we're talking is Bama, Texas. This is my best bet. Why? Because if I give it out on Twitter, I'm going to get fucking chirped from here to there. I bet this at 17. As soon as this line came out, I bet it. Why? Because Texas is not back, and they're not going to be back against Alabama. If for some reason they have a great game, sure, maybe you can say Texas is back. The line has moved to now 20.5. Look, Bama, it is a fucking wagon. I don't know what's going to stop them this year. I know there's a lot of years that is like a repetitory statement. Last year was their rebuild. They're coming for blood this year. I know that's just such a straight chalk pick. It requires zero thought, but it required zero thought when I put the bet in, and that's what I love my number. I'm gonna stick with it, and that's where I'm at. Kelly, what do you think of this game between Bama and Texas? I know you are a huge horns down girl. Trigger warning T available at Barstool Sports. Then kick it down to Rico.
Yeah, I mean, I hate Texas. Of course I do. I shouldn't even, because K-State just absolutely obliterates them, with the exception of last year and then one time in like the mid-2000s. But for the most part, this is not a play. Well, let me rephrase this. There's not going to be a play here. This is more of making fun of the Mickey Mouse Network. Somebody actually thought this line was going to get to 30. Then they said it on national television.
Joey Gallo.
Like, and what world? How we just? I tried to obliterate him, and nobody wanted to jump on board. I'm like, what world? So I'm first and foremost, Megan, just really shocked.
Competitor any juice. If you give them clout, they would blow.
Megan, 30. In the history of college football, when we've seen 25 players out, the line didn't move 13 freaking points. You have a great number. I think you're sitting pretty. Could I see a late touchdown by Texas here? They're going to have to bust up the entire playbook if they even want to save some face. To be full disclosure, Steve Sarkisian, not a big fan. He's not a great ATS coach. Can he get things going in Texas? Maybe. I guess we'll see. But until then, exactly.
All right, Rico, what do we make here?
Yeah, there's an old saying, you don't get rich betting against Alabama. With that said, this is a huge number. I'm not backing Texas. I would lean over if you made me play this. I think that's what I gave out on Pick'em. I have more of a question. Is there something to Saban's assistants, old assistants, kind of getting them a little bit? Like, is Sark pesky here? We saw Kirby Smart last year.
I think Kirby Smart might be one of the only ones. I'll look that up, though, Rico, because you're right. There is an issue there.
I think it's the opposite.
Does he smash his assistants? Well, Jimbo Fisher got it last year too. That's kind of what's making me think about it. And those might be blips on the radar. So does he smash his assistants, or can they pick them apart if they have the right tools? That's more of the ask, like, I would deep dive into. With that said, I do think it can be an over. I think Bama's going to score. Texas got to show some kind of fight. And put
the only thing I hate about that over, Rico, is this reminds me of the Georgia-Oregon game where I was like terrified to take that under, and it looked dead in the water right out of the second half. I was like, my God, Georgia scored right away. That's my only concern here, is I could see Texas not putting up a ton of points. And if that is the case, that's going to be completely detrimental to your over.
I agree. It's a pick on picker for me. It's a pass. I think it's going to be kind of a snooze fest. Bama, I think Bama beats the shit out of them. And we'll see where they're at, but it's really a no. The only thing I would look at is how does Saban do against his assistants?
Right here, Jack McCarthy. Saban is 25-2 straight up against his past assistants. Now against the spread is kind of a different argument here, but I just can't see it. I wish I could make a case. I love to make a case for the underdog.
Yeah, not here. Sorry, Texas can suck it. All right, up next, let's go to the game that we will be at. And so, really, this is Kelly. This is your little baby. This is your alma mater. This is Mizzou at K-State, and it's this, right? Am I doing this right? How do I do this?
Wildcat.
Okay. I
love that. I got to learn that.
Yes, there you go. Rico's got it. Wildcat. There you go. I love it.
So I'm ready for the game, but I need Kelly to tell me what's the best side to bet. I know it's -7.5 over at the Barstool Sportsbook. That's asking K-State to do quite a bit, even against a very low total poll SEC team. So Kelly, guide us, girl. The
only way K-State's going to cover this game is a punt return, kick return for a touchdown, something of that nature, a late pick. This looks like a touchdown type game. And while we didn't see anything from the K-State offense last week because they played South Dakota, I do have my question marks on defense. We have a couple of really stud guys on the defensive line, a couple of really great linebackers. That secondary has been terrible basically my entire adult life. I told Megan on the phone, she was like, how pissed are you going to be if they lose this game? I go, Megan, do you think I wish that I cared? I think not only has sports betting ruined it for me, I said this to Will Compton the other day. I was like, fuck Nebraska now and forever. And he's like, what? Where is this hatred coming from? I'm like, my entire childhood. This team, not only did this team just rip my heart and soul out repeatedly and wonder why I don't care. I'm excited to go back. I think K-State has the opportunity, as I mentioned, with a couple of bounces to go their way on special teams to be able to cover this number. But you can't really bank on that, Megan. And that's what concerns me here. Adrian Martinez, still a giant question mark for me. I know I got that awesome sweatshirt, but as I mentioned, I'm just waiting for the Adrian Martinez that we saw at Nebraska when they're playing deep into the Big 12 schedule and he makes a bonehead mistake. Maybe he's past all that. Maybe he does have a better offensive line. He's definitely got a better quarterback coach, and he's definitely got a better offensive coordinator. That being said, we will come up with a play because we're going to be at the game. And I think it's probably going to be the under. And that sounds absolutely atrocious to say out loud. But Megan and I will converse tomorrow when I pick her up at the airport, and we will get a bet in over at the Barstool Sportsbook because we are now legal in Kansas.
Let's go. There's tons of promos for that too. I don't have it on the top of my head, but I can boost this stream up with that as well. Rico, I know that you are high on this K-State team, so I would love to hear the play here because you got to have a play on a team that you love, right?
It's interesting. I'm obviously on their win total. This one helps the win total. I like when you can get Kansas as a home dog or a small favorite. The 7.5 makes me worry a little bit here. Like last year, I loved them when they were playing Stanford and it was 1.5. Or you can get them as a pesky home dog. When it starts to get to -7, -8, I'm worried. So it's a pass on me, but I do think K-State pulls it out close.
All right. Yeah, Megan, let's call it 24-21 final. I would not be shocked in the slightest to either see K-State give up a late touchdown. Maybe it's 24-14. They give up a late touchdown. We've seen that before, if you recall, at the Texas Bowl.
I also weirdly could see Kansas State just not getting off the bus and being down 10-0, and they got to go fight and win 17-14. Oh. I could see a dog fight too. So
that is so quintessential K-State, Rico. You're not even wrong. That is absolutely it. They call them the cardiac cats for that very, very reason, because they give everybody a heart attack. That is very possible. So we'll not be looking at K-State in the first half. But again, as a fan, I'm hopeful that maybe they just kept their entire playbook in their pocket and they're going to really open up this offense, because that's what Colin Klein promised me. Well, maybe not me directly, but me as a K-State fan.
A laugher would be awesome. I just don't like Kansas State does not win. They win laughers that you don't expect, and they win laughers against Kansas. But games this,
that's the only team they blow out.
Yeah, it was on my first go through because I obviously love K-State. But
and they have a big. I literally now went like this repeatedly over their name because I'm like, I don't know if I can do it.
Right, I can't do it. I need to know. I got a defense that can't stop the run. I need to know Mizzou can't really do anything. I need to know Mizzou's hurt. Mizzou can play with them, so it's going to be tight. It's a pass, but I will be rooting for K-State.
I will be too, because if not, Kelly will probably not give me a ride.
Did you guys wear? She said she was going to wear. She was like, I was thinking about wearing Mizzou stuff to the game. I'm like, what? What?
I love to be evil. Oh, look, also I'm from the SEC, because I have to rep where I can.
Let it go. I'm so done with the SEC fandom. Like, stop it. That is the worst thing ever. I hate every team in the Big 12, and I want them to lose every single game.
By that rationale, she's going to have to root for Texas next year, Kelly.
Right? That karma is going to come back and bite you in the behind.
Also, if you are an LSU fan, the way you guys have started, in order to get out of the basement, you're going to have to root against everybody.
Look, Rico.
Or you'll be in the Liberty Bowl.
Rico, it's a huge rebuild right now down here in the
huge.
All right, huge. It's an absolutely huge rebuild. I don't want to hear it. My voice is still cracked. I could have fucking made better calls. We're not going in. We're not doing it.
All right.
I'm about to start sounding like you. I'm about to be that fucking dog on the phone. You don't want that shit, Rico. I'll have to take your place, man. You don't want to get squeezed out by me, cuz. Just kidding. Up next.
Oh, boy.
Kentucky, Florida. Rico, I'm sorry about your Utes last week. But I will say that this line kind of seems a little overreacting. I mean, you went from the Florida being +3. Now they're -6 against a Kentucky team that has a veteran quarterback. It is, as I said, the SEC. I'm not going to lie. feels a little trappy here, but I'm really looking at Kentucky, and I need someone who's smarter than I am to explain to me why Florida is sitting at 6. I know that they played so well. I know Robinson's a fucking beast, but man, don't forget about Kentucky.
Did they play so well, Megan? That's the question I really have here, right? I know I made fun of Brandon Walker, and now people are still commenting on it because he's not allowed. Of course, he's allowed to react. I just said don't overreact. Stop everybody trying to give Anthony Richardson the Heisman. I said nice things about him last week. I don't take those back. He looked really good. Defensively, though, I have my concerns about this Florida Gators team, particularly on their secondary. And I think that, as you mentioned, Kentucky has a solid quarterback and a team that beat this same Florida team last year. Normally, I'd be like, okay, revenge game. Why am I not looking at the Gators? Well, I'm not looking at the Gators because the line is 6. They're out of their minds. This line should be 3. Florida looked good. But again, they couldn't stop Utah. They got a pick in the end zone. Otherwise, they lose that game, and this line comes out at 2.5. Everybody relax. I think the Wildcats have the opportunity to get the best of this team in the swamp. They've covered 5 straight. I just have to hope they win it because I put them in my parlay.
Let's go. Already took. Full disclosure, I have already taken Kentucky. I didn't really want to say talk me out of it. I wanted to seem like I was going to get talked out of it, and then maybe I'd just lose money personally. But I did take them. Rico, where are we headed in this game? Because I know last week had to be a heartbreaker for you with Utes. Huge heartbreaker.
Yeah, it was. I was rooting for Utah. They should have won the game. That's the question I have. I have it written down right here. What would the line be if Florida lost? I don't think it's 6. So it's a weird number to me. Now, I don't know if Will Levis is the guy everyone thinks is at the top of the SEC rankings. We'll find that out. But either way, I think this is a weird type number. Now, all of a sudden, Florida's laying 6. Like, where did Florida land in the polls? Now, are they 17 from going from – first off, the polls are all bullshit anyway. But we go from unranked to now – all of a sudden, Anthony Richardson's at the top of the Heisman list, or watch him to be a dark horse. Billy Napier is still a first-year coach. It was 1 win against Utah that they probably should have lost. It's a weird number to me. It's a stay away, but it's a must-watch. Like, these SEC games, I'm hoping I don't know which one's first, but either way, Tennessee, Kentucky, or Florida, Tennessee is always entertaining as well. So if they're both like undefeated, I know Tennessee's got a tough one. If they're both undefeated in that game at the end of September, like that gives out great vibes. So that should be a good one.
I feel like again the line would have been like 3. So my thing is I really feel like this Kentucky squad is the right side. I do love Billy Napier. I thought the Gators looked great in their first game. I'm kind of sad that we didn't get them as a hometown discount. Between him and fucking Aranda, no, I'm sorry. Where my brain just died.
Do you think you guys had a shot to get Dave Aranda?
Yeah, I think we might have. Yeah.
Wow.
But it is what it is. I think that's where my brain died at. I literally just lost my train of thought. Where are we at now? We're on the next game. Sorry. Whoops. Which is Baylor, BYU. Sorry, my brain is literally. I have to pack 2 kids, myself. I'm leaving for Kansas tomorrow.
Okay, Megan, I got a storm rolling in, and it's getting dark at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in my office.
I'm hurrying. Up next, we have, as I said, Baylor, BYU. Look, Baylor, I already have a feeling Rico's going to be on BYU. He just loves these fucking West Coast teams. So let's start with Rico, and let's see where he's going with this game. Because, again, I just have a feeling that it's just – Rico and the West Coast go hand in hand.
Yeah. Listen. If I hit Utah last week, I would be West Coast Rico. My best bet is out on the West Coast this week, which goes against Kelly, which I'm not loving, and has already been written in the headlines. Idiot
what
goes
is your
against.
Best bet, Rico? Let the people know. What's the best bet?
It's USC.
Kelly.
I know Kelly's on Stanford.
Yeah, I'm on Stanford. Regretfully, because of course I sent Jack the list last night. No, actually I sent it to him Tuesday and said, hey, this is what it's going to be. And he said, okay, great. And of course the lines came down from 9.5 to 8, which is really great news for me, not great news for everybody that tails the parlay, because that means the money line has also come down a little bit. But yeah, Rico, listen, it's the least of my 3. It's kind of like North Texas last week. You got to find a dog. You got to stay consistent. And Stanford would have to do a lot of things well, including David Shaw not being such an idiot, like punting on your own, on your opponent's 38, on 4th down, 4th and 1. Like that's the kind of things.
Did I just go out, or did Kelly Storm?
Kelly Storm took her out.
Probably just knocked her ass out.
Let's hit BYU and Baylor.
Okay,
and actually, it helps me a little bit. She's not overly confident on Stanford. That helps me a little bit.
Okay.
Big Cat's game of the year is the over in this one. It seems like he's been kind of nailing totals that, like, App State, North Carolina last week. He's looking at the pace. I don't think Baylor's defense is great. Listen, BYU, I wanted to take BYU last week against South Florida. I was a huge cross that off the bingo board. Huge with a Y. South Florida hater. NC State last year beat the shit out of them. I knew it. South Florida stinks. I thought BYU was going to beat the shit out of them. But everything you were reading, it's like, ooh, South Florida's back a little bit. BYU comes in, kicks the shit out of them, lets them back in the game a little bit, kicks the shit out of them again. It's BYU is very, very good. I also think that that's a bad sign for Zach Wilson, that they've been better without him. Like, I really worry about his NFL future. That's a whole other thing.
He's not worried about the NFL. He's worried about, moms.
Yeah, it's tough to go out to Utah. I think Baylor takes a little bit of a step back here. I think it's BYU. I also would lean the over, obviously.
What is the line there? 3? Man, at 3, I feel like it's just a little. There's something I'm missing. I feel like BYU should maybe be a little bit more favored just because of the pieces that Baylor did lose. But Baylor is such a fucking scrappy team, and they're just going to beat you in, like, on the ground, on the lines. Like, it's just in the trenches. And again, I know that they lost some folks, but this one for me is a stay away. I think Baylor might pull it out, but as I said, it's something seems sticky here, and I don't know. BYU seems like they should be like a 5, maybe 6-point favorite, whereas they're sitting at 3. So if you like Baylor, go ahead and take them at 3. Is Kelly coming back in here? Or is the Storm take her completely out? Because I don't want Kelly to be mad at me if I didn't let her back in. No, Jack. Okay, cool. I think we have 2 messages, probably more. Okay, she's out. All right, last game on the board. It is Iowa State, Iowa, which is the big game, college football show. Dave, Dan, Casey, Brandon, the whole crew, Big Av out there, ripping his shirt off, giving us those secret winners underneath that chest of his. This should be a really fun game. Big barn burner last week from Iowa, huh? Total, what was 7, 8, 9, 10? Complete total of that game was 10.
Yes.
I don't think I have ever watched more of a snooze fest in my life. And I think this week we see a little bit more out of Iowa through the air. I mean, it's, as I said, it's sitting at 3.5. I don't love it at 3.5. I wish I could have gotten a better number, but I think Petrus will have a better game. Iowa State is, like, even without Brock Purdy, all the talking heads last year made Iowa State this humongous fucking great team. And what did Iowa State do? Shit the bed. Brock Purdy was not the quarterback that everyone made him out to be. And now they're just kind of still on the same side. I have some stats written down. Let's see. Iowa State gave up 222 yards passing against Southeast Missouri. So if Southeast Missouri can get 222 yards against this Iowa State defense, I'm sure Spencer Petrus can do some type of fucking damage. I'm ready for it. I need him to do it. I want some confidence out of this kid because I think he could be good. I lean Iowa minus 3.5, but I'm just so fucking afraid that it's going to be like a 7-3 game again. I can't bet the hook in these Iowa games.
Listen, I hope that the shout out to Summit in Iowa City is rocking that night. Showed me a good time as an older male after a basketball game, and I definitely was not in my prime. But that place is really good. Obviously, you got the home crowd with the Barstool show going there. They'll be tuned up. The hook makes me stay away. Iowa wins all these games close. Like, Iowa State just can't get in front of them. They also had Breece Hall last year too, right?
Yeah,
as the running back. So that's a lot of offensive power. Can't get it done. I lean Iowa. I would not bet this in any way, shape, or form based on how ugly it's going to be. I do give you a lot of credit if you like want to will the over. If you're like, you know what, I'm taking the over. Like, yeah, they scored 2 safeties last week, and that was their only production, including a field goal. Like, you know what? I'm going to be the guy to take the over on that game. So credit to you if you could do it. It's a stay
Not
away
me.
for me. I think Iowa pulls it out, and I think Iowa pulls it out in the most perfect way possible with a field goal. With that said, I really don't like Iowa State. I think they're a meddling team or middle-of-the-road team in the Big 12. I don't want to get behind them yet. We don't know much about them. It's a pass for me. It's a must-watch in terms of environment. These two teams hate each other, in-state type rivalry, but I think it lands directly on a field goal. I really do.
I agree 100%. That's the hook is the only thing keeping me off this game. I think Iowa State, as you said, not even middle of the road. They're fucking into the road. I don't like that team at all. But as I said, the hook, if it somehow gets to 3, I'll fucking jump all over it. And I'll push. I'll be fine with a push, but I don't want the hook. Also, with Kelly being gone, she wanted to make sure to let you guys know what her parlay is for this week. It is Pitt, Kentucky, and Stanford. I will say, not loving the Pitt pick, Kelly. I do kind of like Tennessee this week, but it's a big number. And she did bet BYU minus the 3, so she's seeing something in that game that I'm not. Maybe the Mormons will be more kind to her than they are to me. I'm not really sure. But that will be just about it for today. Rico, do you have anything else you want to plug? You got hot ice coming up. What's up?
Yeah, we got the hit parade today. I got the double dip with Dawson Knox. I think you can go get that. The one thing I want to touch on with USC and Stanford, she said, Stanford's going to have to do a lot of things to get it right. I kind of equate it to Virginia basketball, and I've said it for a million times. Like, if Virginia holds people to like 50 points over 36 minutes, and there's 4 minutes left, and the other team's offense looks like shit, but if you only need to go on an 8-2 run and Virginia goes scoreless for those last 4 minutes, and I only need 58 points to beat you, it's not like you could have a bad offensive night and still beat them. I kind of think that applies here with USC. Let's say USC looks like shit in the first half. Okay, they're down 14-7, right? They come back in the second half. They get a big play. Now it's tied. Or they're down, 14-10. I get that one big play where I'm up, and I get the one touchdown to kind of put it away, and I only need 21 points to cover. If I go 21-10, it covers. So, yeah, Stanford can make them look like shit for a little bit. But I think USC has so much firepower that even on a bad day, like if things go right, I think they score 40 or 50, and I don't think Stanford can keep up. McKee has INT issues. But on a bad day, if Stanford's like clapping it in the fourth quarter, like, yeah, we held them to 17 points go after 3 quarters, I'll go get my one score and win. Like, I think USC can win way more ways than Stanford can win. I think a lot of things got to go right for Stanford. Also, David Shaw, like, dude, what are you going to punt from the 40? Going in again, like, I can't get behind that. Lincoln Riley's looking to make a splash out there. It's a road game. He's going to get them fired up. I know we have defensive concerns out at USC, but I just think they got way too many playmakers. Caleb Williams has been in these type of games before. I think they put a number on Stanford. And again, like, listen, you root for everybody to hit their parlay, but I hope one of them goes early. I don't know the times of her games. I hope one of them goes wrong early. This way, it's not just me, like the headline, stupid boy.
Rico rooting against Kelly in Vegas.
Well, no, it's when it comes down to it, stupid boy against smart woman on opposite sides, and Dave is going to be like, well, which side do I want to back on that? So we don't need that. So if she's not going to hit it, yeah.
Okay.
Stanford's in the parlay. USC's in our parlay.
USC's in the pick and parlay, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if it's gonna go wrong, I hope she goes over 3. This way, there's no like, I'm serious. Like, this way, there's no shit. Like, it comes down to USC.
Kelly is fucking cursing you right now. He hopes you fucking die right now.
I'm just saying, I need a winner. I need a winner. I think USC can do way more. I think they open up the field. I think it's a kind of a comfortable win for USC. With that said, those are famous last words, so we'll see how it goes.
Those are famous last words. But look, I agree with everything you're saying about USC. I agree that they're wanting to make a splash out there. Williams is a fucking beast. He's wanting to make headlines just like Riley is. That whole USC vibe is just headline. It just rings headlines to me. So I'm with you, Rico. And as I said, I don't really love Kelly's pit pick. I think Tennessee is a very much a team to look out for. And look, maybe I need to talk to Big T about it and see where his confidence lies this week in his Rocky Top team. But y'all will see my college football picks out here soon. Rico, thank you for joining us today. Tomorrow, Rico will be back. Kelly won't be here. I will be here with Rico and Che, and we're having an early show, 11:30 Eastern. It'll be a quick one, so make sure you get in here and get your bets while they are hot.
Thank you for the reminder. I kind of lost track of that with all the texts, so I'm back tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
Back tomorrow, Rico. I figured it would help. No worries. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for coming on and joining us. I hope Kelly is safe in her storm shelter. I'll see her tomorrow whenever I fly up to Kansas.